We've had some phenomenal action in Australia of late. Alice?
Yes, we have. We've had this Easter egg mayhem on the Gold Coast, which is where they dumped some Easter eggs out of a helicopter onto a stadium full of children who then promptly attempted to kill themselves and each other. But no one's telling which of the kids were anti-fascists, so we're not sure how to feel. I mean, the important thing to remember is the real meaning of Easter, which is to train children for the brutal kill or be killed world we're about to leave them. I think it's good. This generation is getting too many messages that they're special, precious flowers. Nothing teaches you that you're below average like an elbow to the nose from the parent of your school bully.
This was insane. This was a helicopter, right, dropping 30,000 chocolate eggs onto a school oval. 15,000 people turned up to the event, and as soon as the drop came, they just flooded in and started elbowing. Pregnant women and children were knocked over in the course of scrambling for the eggs. Jesus was quoted as saying, "Yes, this is exactly what I had in mind. You have nailed my message, humans."
Do the children know you can just buy chocolate eggs in the supermarket from like 3 days after Christmas and you don't have to slit the throat of your enemy in a fight to the death so you can smash some sickly sweet Cadbury's into your first world child face?
There was footage, people were filming the whole thing, and you could hear the children screaming things like, "Stop pushing, I need to get out, why did they drop them all in one place?" And from one particularly well-informed 9-year-old, "Mummy, why is the Easter Bunny acting like Bashar al-Assad?" But in the spirit of the season, everyone who was knocked down did rise again 3 days later, so that was good. One parent was quoted
Fake news, people.
One parent was quoted as saying, "I think every kid went home disappointed. This was the worst event I've ever been to," which is a real kick in the teeth to the crucifixion, I think. But it was organised by a church. Like, a church organised this, so they have all this money. Should we give it to the poor in the spirit of the season? No, let's get a fucking helicopter and napalm chocolate on children. That's insane. People got really hurt. Would you have got there? Would you be taking your kids there, Andy? Get involved in the chocolate drop?
Well, as a lapsed Jew with infidel children who are in tonight. Hello, infidels. Chocolate eggs, theologically justified, of course. The chocolate egg dates back to the very first Easter. The Gospel according to St. Alvin. Jesus, up there on the cross, getting a bit cranky with his dad. Yak, bit of a Barney. And he thinks to himself, "I'm Jesus fucking Christ, I don't have to fucking take this. I'm going to miracle my way out of it." But because of the heat and the exhaustion and the dehydration, he wasn't quite on top of his game. So instead of miracling himself a jetpack and a massive set of wings, he accidentally miracled his testicles into chocolate eggs. And that's why we eat Easter eggs to this day. So,
there you go. I think fact on the bingo. You can cross that one off, everyone. Facts are there.
There was another phenomenal story, which I believe might represent not just the high point of Australia as a nation, but maybe the high point of entire human civilization. A man has sued, was it some kind of park or something, where he ran into a wall.
So it was in an art gallery.
Oh, an art gallery, whilst indulging in a race against a virtual Cathy Freeman.
Yeah, he's suing the art gallery for not padding the wall. He's also suing the Roadrunner movies for teaching him to believe that running into a wall full speed was, if anything, a temporary inconvenience. and he's suing imaginary Cathy Freeman for luring him into the race.
It's Science Works, isn't it? Yeah, Science Works, which is an amazing place. You should take your kids, actually. It's like, you can find out about the magic of science.
Science
watch them run into a wall.
Science does not work. I think humanity should have learned that by now.
You hate Jesus and science? Jesus. I believe that the virtual Cathy Freeman is suing Science Works for forcing her to race against the... Something for everyone.
Sorry, hang on. Sorry, I've just got to...
Brilliant. One thing you cannot be faulted on, Zaltzman, your timing. Should I tell you my nonsense about domestic violence and Islam?
Oh, why not, Tom? Yeah. I was just thinking, we're about
seamless.
We're about 42 minutes into the show. It's domestic violence and Islam time. Isn't it? First rule of comedy: you start with the strongest, your second strongest joke, finish with the strongest joke, and after 42 minutes, you do stuff about domestic violence and Islam.
Sounds good to me. Well, this week the Australian media was in outrage. A Facebook video showing members of an extreme Islamic group seemed to be excusing domestic violence under Islamic law. It was a video features members of the Australian women's branch of Hizb ut-Tahrir. Hizb ut-Tahrir, I don't even know her. I stand by that. The woman in the video claimed that Islam condones a symbolic version of domestic violence in which a man may hit his wife with a small stick or twisted scarf so as not to cause her pain. Turns out someone swapped their Quran for 50 Shades of Grey, I believe. Members of the government condemned the video in the strongest of terms, calling it abhorrent. Minister for Women Michaela Cash said that in Australia there is no place for violence against women. Okay, that sort of thing happens in offshore detention centres, all right? Men should never hit women except in the designated areas. Not laughing because it's true. Okay. Hizb ut-Tahrir have since rejected any notion they endorse domestic violence, describing it as an abomination in it that Islam rejects in the strongest of terms. That, of course, all these people are saying that it should be condemned by moderate Muslims. As you know, there are three types of Muslims: moderate, medium, and spicy. And of course, lots of people in the Muslim community did condemn the video, but we just like them to do it like slower and sexier for us, and like put on a little sexy costume. Condemn it harder, Daddy. And
that was an old Dolly Parton song.
Truth is, white Australians have been releasing videos claiming that women are inferior to men for years on almost a weekly basis. It's called The Footy Show, and you got to tune in. Of course, not all Muslims are perfect. One of them was in One Direction. And,
that is the first One Direction joke in the history of the Bugle. Yeah! So, there we are. Tom Ballard. That's what happens when you book someone who's under the age of 30.
It'll never happen again, I apologise. I'll do more Dolly Parton gear.
Yes! Remember the demographic. I want ageing country music fans. That's where the money is. Right, so...